Drought-hit Nelson Mandela Bay breathed a sigh of relief after sporadic rainfall in the catchment areas in recent months led to an increase in dam levels. Some dams even reached acceptable levels for the first time in years. The biggest dam supplying the metro, the Kouga Dam, reached the 96.91% mark yesterday. It's for the first time since 2019. Our SABC News reporter Lerato Fekisi, as well as video journalist Kouga Dam, have more on the story for us.
Today is truly a historic moment. Would you believe if I told you that the dam behind me, the Kouga Dam, 2 years ago was almost close to being empty now 2 years after that? It is currently sitting at 97.08%. And if you're in the Kouga municipality or in NMB, you realize exactly what that means for the farmers in this area and for the residents who have been fighting a long drought. And like I said earlier on, this is a day that is going to be marked in history as historic for the Kouga municipality. But joining me this morning is Rainfall, who is the Chief Executive Officer for the Khamtus Irrigation Board. Tell us more exactly what this milestone means for the Irrigation Board and also for the many farmers who are really breathing a sigh of relief after much rain has fallen in this area in the past couple of months. Rainfall, let's just first talk about what this means for you. I know that you've been saying that you've been coming here quite often and to drive in and see the dam literally close to overflowing in 3 hours, I hear. What does that mean for you guys as the Irrigation Board?
Lerato, we are very excited about this moment in time. We've been waiting for this for more than 8 years. We have actually imagined that this moment would have come much earlier. It's the first time in many years that we've actually had a drought for more than 8 years. So there is absolute happiness in the valley. The farmers know, and the agricultural users, but I'm sure the metro also knows that with the dam are on nearly 100%, and we believe that it will overflow by tonight, that there is no restrictions in coming our way, and that we can all operate on full capacity going forward.
Now, Renette, what really also assisted the Kouga municipality to be where it is now are the plans you put in place before the drought. There was a lot of planning done, strategic work done to ensure that even during the drought, the farmers can be able to cope. And that also must also be highlighted to show the importance of pre-planning so that when the drought comes, the farmers and other residents are not hitting rock bottom.
That is very true. You know, we've been always very committed to maintenance on our system. During the drought, we've even done it much more intensively. It is very important. You must make get to a point where you lose minimum water out of your system. Currently at the level that we're running the system, we only lose about 10% in our open system, but it's not just that. You know, you need to manage and balance your water, and that's out of the irrigation perspective, irrigation board's perspective. You need to balance the water very finely every morning. When you wake up, you need to know what you need to run in the system and what you need to release into Luri system, which is then providing to the metro. In terms of your agricultural users, they have done a lot to make sure that they use the water absolutely to the greatest efficiency. So I think a lot of agricultural users, but also a lot of domestic users can actually come and learn from the valley what can be done to make sure that you have water to use. But also going forward, you know, you can't relax. You need to keep managing the system effectively. You need to maintain all the time, and that's what we do every day. In the mornings when you wake up, you know whether there's some pipe that you need to go and fix. You need to do it within 24 hours. You need to make sure that even the farmers don't waste water. We are very outspoken. We will tell a farmer if we think he wastes water. We also honor quotas. If if the agricultural user has a certain quota, if he has exhausted that quota, that is what it is, and we close the taps. It's harsh decisions, but it is also eventually for the greater good. You know, you need to preserve for everyone in the system to make sure that your agricultural users has water, but also that your metro eventually has water.
Then speaking of the metro, just perhaps some advice to them, because now your model now becomes an example to other metros of what can be done to survive before a drought, and like you say, now there's also now plans after the drought to also make sure that you survive even more and manage your resources even better. What advice then would you give to a metro? I think currently the dams are on 65% and we really aren't out of the woods as yet. What advice then would you have to that municipality to make sure that come another drought, because it comes in cycles, so we could see another drought very soon again, to make sure that when the next drought comes, they're more better prepared?
Well, what is very important is that you have to have feet on the ground, and that you have to manage every day everything that is going on. So if you've got feet on the ground and you know that you've got problem areas, you need to identify it, you need to sort it out, and you need to make sure that it stays sorted out. Maintenance is very, very important. We all sit with old infrastructure on our systems. It's very expensive to replace it. There are some ways, we found ways to maintain those systems and increase their lifespans, which is very important, because we cannot replace a system, but that in itself is very important. But effective water demand management, people that's on that every day is very, very important, and strong leadership. You need to have people making harsh decisions, not being soft on mismanagement, taking discipline where it needs to be, and then it works for us. You know, eventually we've got a workforce that's passionate about what they do, but they know what the purpose is and why we need to do that.
Thank you so much.